Hey guys, back in the shop again today. My name's Luther from Luther's Woodworking. It's not a project we're going to be doing today. I want to talk a little bit about a project that I did of Steve Good's a while back on my channel, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. But it's a layered Christmas tree. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. I got all these Christmas trees right here. Now, the original project that Steve Good had was this layered Christmas tree made out of 3/4 inch material. It's got 9 different layers at different sizes of stars that go up, and then you just slide them on a dowel, put the star on top, and then you got a tree. Now, since I've made that video and I've made this tree, I've come up with some different ideas and different ways of finishing these trees. I just wanted to go through that and kind of make this video and add on to that one. Now, like I said, this is 3/4 inch material. That's what Steve Good called for when he had his original plan. I in my shop had a lot of 1/2 inch Baltic birch scrap pieces laying around, and I was thinking, well, why can't I use 1/2 inch on this instead of 3/4? Well, you can. But you got to double the pieces to make it. Like, okay, here's the Steve Good, the 3/4 inch one, and then what I did was ended up doing 3 different sizes. I went like this for the smaller one, and then the very small one. This is the medium, and this is the small. Hopefully you can see that. But I got a large, medium, and small tree, and basically all you really have to do is to make the large tree like this, the size that Steve Good had on his website, you use all 9 stars and you stack them on top. If you want to go with a medium tree, well then you're not going to use all 9. You're going to not use the bottom 2 and just go with the other ones that far up. You leave these bottom 2 off, and then you still be using this base that he's got here. Now, I went even smaller in 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. I just took the top 4 stars on this big tree, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I call that the small tree that I make. But with the small tree, you're going to have to make that circle that goes on the bottom a little smaller. This is actually 1.5 inch circle, because you don't. The large one would be too big for this small tree. So you're not limited to making this tree with 9 layers, making it this tall. You can just pick whatever stars you want and create whatever height of tree that you want. So I got a large, medium, and small tree. I kind of like this grouping. Now, like I said, I had a bunch of 1/2 inch material laying around the shop, 1/2 inch Baltic birch, because a lot of projects require 1/2 inch Baltic birch, and then you end up with a lot of this scrap. And I had boxes of this Baltic birch 1/2 inch pieces, and I'm thinking, well, why can't I use 1/2 inch instead of 3/4? I mean, it is thinner. So what I ended up doing, we'll set these aside. What I ended up doing, and I liked the size of the large, medium, and small. I like that size. So I said, okay, I'm going to use 1/2 inch Baltic birch. And the first attempt at doing it, what I did was took 1 of each size of star at 1/2 inch, and I stacked it up, and I ended up with a real short, tree. And it just didn't look right, because obviously 1/2 inch is thinner than 3/4. But I took the number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9, and I ended up with a tree. It didn't really look the greatest. It was like a short, fat tree. I thought, well, I wanted them the size of this one right here. So what I did was came up with using double of each star. So this is the number 1 star. If you look on this pattern, I ended up using And let me just take this apart. This tree right here, I don't have glued together here. So we'll just take this apart here. And what I ended up doing was when I made the tree out of 1/2 inch material, I would cut 2 number 1s. And just stick this in here. I would cut 2 number 1s. And I'd put a number 1 on here. And then I'd put another number 1 on. But then I would just turn the points so they're kind of alternate in the middle here. And then I would cut 2 number 2s out of this pattern. And then just put 2 2s on it, and I would alternate the points so they're not lined up. And then I would keep on going. Here's number 3. And then I made 2 of them and slide them on there. And then I did the same thing for number 4s. I made 2 of them because I was looking to make a tree basically the same height, but using 1/2 inch material. And then I took the other 2 and made 2 of them. I think these are the 3s. I'm not sure what number that is, but I just kept on going and making 2 of each of his stars. And just kept on stacking them up. And I ended up with a tree about the same size as the one on his original pattern that he had, using 1/2 inch material. And then I took 2 of these number 9s and put them on here. And then I had a tree. And now this, if you look, this tree is basically the same height as this. But it looks fuller because you're using more. You're actually using 9 on the original pattern. You're using 18 stars on this here. So you're not limited to just 3/4 inch material. And then on his trees, he shows he's got these angels on top. And these come in, you can do these angels in different sizes. I thought, well, why not put a star on top? So I created a star pattern, and I put a little hole right here in the bottom of the star. Then I created that to go on top of the tree. Now you don't really need the angel on the tree. You can put star on the tree. So basically, using 1/2 inch Baltic birch, I was able to come up with the same size of large tree as he had using 3/4 inch material. And now, if I want a smaller tree, what I did was the medium. This is the large. Now I made a medium tree using 1/2 inch Baltic birch. But like I said, I only used the top couple sections. Now this tree has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This has got 12 1/2 inch stars on it to make the medium. And then I even went smaller, and I made a real small tree. And this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 layers on it. And basically, all you're doing, and hopefully you can see this, all you're doing is just taking a different number of stars from the large one, and then a medium, you only use this many. The small one, you're only going to use that many. So that's what I came up with that. And actually, I really like these trees because they look really full. But the original pattern looks really nice too. But I had all this 1/2 inch that I wanted to get rid of. I haven't tried anything thinner. I don't know if it'll work or not. I haven't tried that. So you're not limited to 3/4 inch plywood when you make these trees. Now, as far as finishing and painting, I know Steve good. His tree, I think, looked, it was natural, I think, on the website. I'm not sure. This one is just plain pine, just with a spray on it. I also take my trees and, here's a small one. I stain them different colors. This is a red and walnut, different stain, different colors. This one's stained different colors of wood too. This is actually 3/4 inch material here, and I just stained it different colors. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera. You probably can't, but I took some glitter, some spray glitter, and sprayed this on this tree. You can see it in the light shine. But there's so many different ways you can do these trees. This tree here is done with red, and then I just left it natural. And then I sprayed this with, here you can get this. You can get this what it's called glitter blast. And actually it looks pretty nice. You can spray it on your tree and it kind of gives a glittery shine to the tree. And also, what I found, what you can do, is you can get this, what it's called a snow tex stuff. And it's kind of like a putty-like, it looks like snow. And you can put it on your points of your trees and it actually dries really quick. And it's rock hard. And it looks like snow on the tips of your trees. So that's kind of neat to do that. Then also on these here, I decided to do the green red. I thought that was kind of nice looking for a tree. And then this one here is all left green. Another thing you can do with finishing is this tree here is one of these made out of 1/2 inch Baltic birch. And what I did was painted it all green. All the pieces are green, a Christmas green, like this one right here. But then I went out and bought some of this snow blower. It's an artificial snow that people use on their windows and Christmas trees around Christmas time. I thought I'd try that, and I just held it above the tree and kind of sprayed it around just to get the tips of the trees white with that snow. So that worked out pretty nice. The only thing with this is once it's dry, this is actually made to come off, like when you put it on windows and stuff. It holds on this wood pretty nice here, but it's not as durable as I would thought it would be. It stays on the tree, but if you handle this a lot, I could wipe this white right off this tree if I wanted to. But it actually, if you just leave it alone, it'll stay nice. One thing you don't want to do, and I found this out doing it myself, and is I thought once I put this white spray on, the snow right here, once I put that on, and once it dries, I thought I would take a clear sealer and seal it so it would be on the tree, and then you could handle it all you want. Do not put a clear sealer over the top of this snow, because what it does, this snow is kind of like a powder. When I sprayed that clear sealer on this tree, the white snow just disappeared. It just melted right. It just disappeared. It just soaked up the spray and it went right back to green again. So you don't want to put a sealer on it because it just does not work putting the sealer on after this. You just got to spray that snow on and just leave it. Demo just a couple ways of decorating this tree. You could probably do a ton of different colors, blue, green, red. You could do a ton of different colors for these trees, different variations, different heights. I got large, medium, and small, but you could do even smaller. You could even do bigger if you want. So many different ways you can work on these trees. Now, like I say, a lot of this is Baltic birch that I had left over. I did have some plywood that is not Baltic birch, but it's like a construction grade plywood, sanded on one side, and the other side is a little rough. Now here's a piece. Hopefully you can see this, but this is kind of rough on this side of this star right here. And then the other side is sanded. That's how it comes in the store. This is just construction grade plywood. It is not Baltic birch, but it actually looks pretty nice. Once I sand this piece, that'll look really nice to use for this tree. Now, if you compare this cheap piece of plywood that you can buy very inexpensive compared to Baltic birch. Now, this is Baltic birch. And if you look at the two, there's really not that much difference between these two. I mean, the plies, this has more plies to it. It's probably the best plywood you can get. But other than that, if you want to buy inexpensive plywood to do these trees, it would work just fine. I would suggest they'll sand it on one side. But you put these two pieces together, nobody's going to know that one is Baltic birch and one is not, unless they really know their plywood real good. But it works really nice. So I'll probably end up using a lot of this inexpensive plywood because right now Baltic birch is kind of hard to get a hold of, and it's really expensive. So you could use that. You could use any type of wood. I think I have some old barn boards out in my shed that I'm going to try to do some trees out of, that I'm going to resaw in the 3/4 and 1/2 inch pieces. Barn boards, you could try all different, just experiment with everything. You can make these trees all different colors. So, and it makes a really nice setting for like at Christmas time. You can really doll these trees up. So I just thought I would throw this. And then also on the painting on these trees, like the red and green, all I just use is this craft paint that you can get in these little 2-ounce containers. That's all I use for painting them. They're all hand painted. I don't use a spray bottle or nothing. But just play around. You can make all kinds of trees. At first I didn't like this one, but now that more I look at it, I really like this green tree with the white on it like this here. But they all look nice. Just play around, experiment, try different things. I am still trying different things. I may come out with another video and show you some other stuff I come up with. I'm working on a lot of trees. And then another thing I want to quick show you. Here, I'll move some things around here. I cut a lot of these trees out in my shop because I'm trying to use up all my scrap lumber in my shop. So what I do is I made, and I don't know if you can see it or not, back here, I made this here. Let me just move some of this stuff here. I made this board, and it holds all the different sizes of my tree parts on. Size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 9. And just dowels glued to a board. And when I'm in my shop cutting these tree parts out, and I'm just sticking all these parts on here, now when I want to make a tree, I just grab 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, or whatever I want to do, and just start putting some trees together. When I'm not making trees, I can just set this aside someplace. I got all my parts right here. Easy organization as far as all your tree parts. So that's what I did for my setup in my shop here. So let me know if you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I got more videos coming out, but I just thought I'd show you these couple trees that I made. They look good when they're all nice together, all the different colors. So you're not limited to just the 3/4 inch lumber. 1/2 inch works just as fine. So we'll see you next time on the next video.